All right, good morning, VC. All right, I just saw a video from Sean Cecilia down in Louisiana. He's in the Shreveport area, northwest Louisiana, representing the vinyl community down there. I don't know anybody else down that way in the VC. He's always showing very interesting things and interesting topics. And he has started a tag, since we need more fucking tags. But I'm going to do it. Because this one's pretty cool. The Boot-a-licious Tag for bootlegs, unofficial stuff. Short tag, 5 questions with a bonus question, I believe, if I wrote it down right. I could be, I don't know, maybe I missed a question. We'll see. But I pulled a ton of bootlegs here, so I'm going to show stuff for the questions and some other bootlegs for the hell of it. Number 1, what's the oldest bootleg I have? I'm guessing it's going to be these from 1970. Dylan at Noble Records went down to South Carolina and got into a self-storage space and cleared out a gentleman's collection. I believe he was a roadie for a band in the 70s, 60s, late 60s. He collected Jimi Hendrix specifically. Anything and everything Jimi Hendrix. He had an enormous amount of Jimi Hendrix bootlegs. I bought 3 of them. Oddly, I bought 2 of the same show, and that is Live at the Forum from Los Angeles, April 25th of 1970. So there's this copy. Don't ask me what, I can't remember what it's on as far as like what bootleg label. There's this one, and then I also got which is a double. And I also got this one. Excuse Me While I Kiss the Sky. It's also Jimi Hendrix Live at the LA Forum, 4/25/70, with a different paste-on cover. Again, I can't remember what labels these are on. But these are probably the earliest I have. And then there's another one here, I think from the next year maybe. This one's on Underground Records from San Jose, California, and it says, collect taxes on legalized pot. This is Incident at Rainbow Bridge in Maui, Hawaii, Jimi Hendrix Experience. So this one's on Underground. This one's a great bootleg. I was very happy to get that one. Okay. Question 2, a boot of a favorite band. Back in the 90s, my favorite band was Soundgarden by far. There was a record store in Buffalo, New York that we used to drive up to from Fredonia, where I went to college, on Main Street. I can't remember the name. It probably was just Main Street Records. Small shop, but he had a lot of imports, CDs. Not much in the way of records. I wasn't really collecting vinyl at the time. I would pick up new releases. I'd get all 3 formats if it was a record I liked, like the Beastie Boys. I'd get all 3 formats. Pearl Jam, things like that. I'd buy the tape, the record, and the CD. I've sold most of those records, unfortunately. But that record store, for some reason, I asked him about live stuff, and he said I wasn't allowed to say nothing to nobody about where I got these, but he let me in the back room, and he had stacks of Italian and European bootleg CDs that at the time were illegal to sell, so he couldn't have them out in the shop. I imagine they're still illegal to sell, but in any case, I got a few from him, and then I actually found a few of these, I want to say, at Papa Jazz in Columbia, South Carolina. But I know I got this one from him, Soundgarden I. And this is live, all songs recorded live in the USA in 1994. So a bunch of great tunes on there. Rusty Cage, Jesus Christ Pose, Searching with My Good Eye Closed. Yeah, Room 1,000 Years Wide. There's your... This one might be a German boot. So yeah, love Soundgarden, and I got a lot of bootleg CDs. These were probably $25 back then. I don't know what they go for now. Probably a good little bit, because they're pretty good sounding, the ones that I've kept. What's the next question? Speaking of best sounding bootleg. This would probably be the best sounding. This is My Bloody Valentine, Loveless. This is a 2013 UK unofficial press. Sounds incredible. Very, very happy with this. Creation Records, unofficial. So it's a UK boot of some type. But I'm happy to have it. I got that at Repo for cheap. And then this is also, I'm going to show this for this question too, just because there's a lot of versions of this. Some sound bad, but this one sounds incredibly good. The Cramps, New York Live, 1979. So if you see this particular, DOL, which is normally awful, label, copy, this one sounds great. I got this from Dylan and Noble. TV Set, Garbage Man, Human Fly, some great cuts on this. Live in New York, 1979, radio performance. So that sounds great. Happy to have that one. Worst sounding bootleg. This one's a lot of it's bad. Negative Approach, Ready to Fight, demos live and unreleased from 81 to 83. This is on Reptilian from 2005. Unofficial stuff. There's some unreleased cuts. There's some live shows from Michigan, Detroit, and Hamtramck. Yeah, not really recommended. I love Negative Approach though from Detroit, and they've played my local dive bar with Mutant Strain from Charlotte, and they were phenomenal live. But this is not the best sounding boot by any means. Number 5, new sounds from a band that would be on a bootleg. I don't know if I'd call them new sounds, but this is some stuff that's hard to find unless you do get the bootleg. This Slint boot, which I found at a record store digging with Sherv in California, and I'm trying to think of the name. It was a punk shop, Dr. Strange. Great freaking shop. This was at the counter, and there's untitled stuff from the Twee sessions and untitled stuff from the Spiderland sessions on What a Mata You Records. I don't know. Out of Rome, Italy. Total boot. I don't know. They only made 78 copies of this. So that's an interesting one with some kind of unreleased stuff. And then the Unheard Black Flag 1983 demos. This is a great boot. I really dig this. It's not the greatest sound quality in the world, but it's great to hear these early demos from Black Flag. Very, very, very cool. This one's one I found at Repo. I think they recently made these boots. Number 6, punk bootleg. Show this one. Anarchy in the UK Live from the Sex Pistols. So there's that for punk bootleg. That's the bonus question. I have more here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you some. There's a lot of reasons to get bootlegs. It could be bands that you like with a lot live material. It could be an album that's super expensive for an original that's been bootlegged. There's a lot of good reasons to get a bootleg. Not all of them you take a chance on are going to work out. That's for damn sure. You got to know that going in. But I'll show more of these CDs from the 90s that I've held on to. I sold a bunch of the Pearl Jam ones just because they were super valuable. But I kept all the Soundgarden. Here's one, Soundgarden, The Garden Grows. This is live from 94 in Norway, in Oslo. And this is a double, and it's killer. This one was found at Papa Jazz in Columbia, South Carolina. Probably in around 95. I found that. And then this one. This is another one I got from that guy in Buffalo. Soundgarden, Violently Happy. More live stuff. Recorded in Belgium in 94. So I got a lot of live Soundgarden from 1994. It was, Super Unknown was out, and they were playing those songs. Fell on Black Days. Black Hole Sun's on this. Spoon Man. Some great versions of Spoon Man. One of my favorite songs from them. Deftones, Dynamo 1998. There's some cuts on here with Max from Soulfly in, where was this? This was overseas. Eindhoven. Yeah. Very, very cool. Early Deftones, Boot. Kind of rare. I got some Tool boots. Third Leg. I think this is from Houston. Yeah. Cullen Auditorium in Houston, Texas. So early stuff. Opiates on here. Sober. Prison Sex. Yeah, that's a good one. And then this one's Tool Sleep Forever. This was from San Diego in 93. This is a good boot. This is one of my favorite bootleg CDs. This is a highly desirable one. Pearl Jam Self Pollution Radio, featuring Soundgarden and Mad Season. Eddie Vedder did a radio program and had all these bands on. But there's live Pearl Jam from a Seattle show in 1995, and then the Soundgarden and Mad Season sessions are a bonus on this. This is all the good early Pearl Jam songs. This is a really nice bootleg. Again, I probably paid $25 for this from the guy in Buffalo, or maybe I got it in the Mill Creek Mall in Pennsylvania, in Erie. They had some bootlegs down there that they sold in store. I don't know. They might have different laws in Pennsylvania that compared to New York at the time. I think I actually got this one at the Mill Creek Mall, now that I think about it. And then sometimes, like I said, there are albums that are super expensive and you run into a bootleg of some type and you just get it. I actually ran into this record at WFMU. I think I could have got it for $500, which was a really good price. It normally goes for $800 or so, and that's Sun Ra and the Myth Science Orchestra with Leroy Jones, A Black Mass. And I got the bootleg cassette at Cabin Floor Records in Greenville, South Carolina, on a dig with Winebender and John Digital Gramophone. Very cool to have that performance. I think it was performed in New Jersey back in the day. What else we got here? A bunch of 7-inches. I figured Sean would like to see these. These are all boots. David Bowie, promotional. This is on RCA. I love this boot. This is one of the best sounding boots I have. Right here. This sounds incredible. Great song. Space Oddity, Moon Age Daydream, Life on Mars, and It Ain't Easy. I got it because I like that song Life on Mars, and I ended up liking all the other songs even better. I spun the hell out of this. This is great. I got Open Up and Bleed from the Stooges. I found this at a convention here in Charlotte. Some, Stooges bootleg. There's Descendants, It Sucks Being Single is a boot. On Tumblr Records, it says, out of the UK. Yeah, some good Descendants. I've been getting a lot of these have been coming into repo lately. Cramps, boot. This has got what? Hurricane Fighter Plane, back with I'm Cramped. And another Cramps boot. Sometimes Good Guys Don't Wear White in 5 Years Ahead of My Time. That's a great cover. Got some this is a band that's bootlegged a lot. Black Flag. This is live stuff. Police Story, Nervous Breakdown, Depression, etc. I think I got this one in Columbia, or no, Greenville as well at Cabin Floor. I've got some Soundgarden 7-inch boots. I think this is a boot. This might actually be official. This is on Lo-Fi Records. I think, this is probably a boot because it's outtakes and things. This is early Soundgarden. Super early. Another rare Soundgarden boot on 7-inch. This has got Incessant Mace, backed by Loco Mosquito, which is, somebody crossed out and wrote the word flower. That's I think this is on a red vinyl. Yeah, that's a rare Soundgarden boot that was in the glass case at Lunchbox one day, and I took it home. Anything Soundgarden I'm going to grab. This one came from Amoeba, Hollywood. I took off the wall. Rollins Band. This got Hard and Low Self-Opinion from the Live on Request video from '92. Great Rollins Band boot. This is one I got from Luke at Tip Top back in the day. The Oi Cannot Give. Nirvana. On like a fake Vertigo swirl. Which is very freaking cool. So some Nirvana on the Vertigo swirl. It's got About That Girl and Love Buzz and Dive. This is a cool fucking boot. This is one that Sean would dig. This is a boot of Melvin's Tanks. It's got Leech, Euthanasia, and Theme. This is a great bootleg. Some cool label. There you go. Some Tanks on there on the label. Another one from Tip Top. A bunch of these are from Luke at Tip Top. I think a bunch of these next ones are. These Helmet ones. Helmet versus Cop Shoot Cop. Another great band. Previously unreleased tracks. I got a lot of Helmet boots. This one's Helmet demos produced by Steve Albini. Rest in peace. Early Helmet demos. Very cool boot. This one's a Helmet Electric Funeral, live in '91 in England. This is a really cool boot. This one's a pretty bad sounding one. This is one of 1,000 from '91 on, I don't know what label. Some Helmet live boot. This one's not that great. So those are some bootleg 7-inches. Here's one more that I showed recently in a video. This was a great boot. David Bowie, London by Ta-Ta, back with Bombers. The Bombers on the B side is phenomenal. It's a Mercury label on there, but it's a total bootleg. And this came with a nice photograph of Bowie that was thrown in at Repo as a bonus. Really cool to have that. What else we got? Got a 10-inch here. You know, a lot of live stuff I'd get bootlegs of bands I love, like the John Spencer Blues Explosion. This is the VPRO session from September of '94. I saw this band in '95, '96. So there's that. Some good stuff on there. Soul Typecast on there. There's these boots from Taiwan. These were all made for the military that was stationed in that area. This is James Brown at the Garden, a live performance. Classic one. This is a really cool bootleg. Don't sound all that great, but it's just a strange way they made these records. It's on this orange vinyl with these really cool labels. There's a lot of these out there of different bands. It's like a laminated thin cover. Really, really cool. Found this at Repo for probably $8 or something. Just love James Brown and This is with the Famous Flames. This is one I was talking about where you have a super expensive record and a bootleg will suffice. This is the first Bathory record. Black metal from Sweden. Legendary stuff. This can go well into four figures. I want to say that Bob Shop had a copy. I can't remember what he had on it. Did he have $3,000 on it? I can't remember. It was some crazy amount. But I got this for like 20 bucks or 18 or something like that at Premium Sound. And this one, there's a lot of boots of this. With the covers being different, this is true to the original with the yellow on the cover. So this one really looks a lot like the original. Here's another Negative Approach. This one I got recently in the used at Lunchbox. Pressure. This is an Austrian boot on Recollect Records, limited to 1,000. It has the full tied down LP and then some live stuff in Washington, D.C., which is really cool. Here's another one. Hugely expensive record. This is an unofficial one. This was Alex's copy until he got an original. It's a Terry Riley Reed Streams, Untitled Organ. This is a Russian copy on Endless Happiness. It sounds great. I like one side of this and one side I don't. But I'm very happy to have it. Again, originals are 800 to over 1,000. A lot of the time, I think Dom got a good deal on one for maybe 400 and change. So yeah, it's nice to have that in any form. This is one I got off the wall at Repo, maybe last year. Alan's Psychedelic Breakfast. It's a Pink Floyd boot, a legendary one. This is an original bootleg, if you want to call it that. This is some whacked out shit from Pink Floyd. It's really, really cool. And the great artwork. I couldn't pass on it. And then this is one I've had probably the longest. I've had this. Probably one of the first boots I ever bought on vinyl. That's Refused Demos. Great Swedish band. It's on their final tour in the States. I wish I could get to see it, but they are coming nowhere near here. Yeah, early Refused stuff on this. Very cool. Of course, I got a lot of Black Flag demos on vinyl. These are some that have been put out recently live at the On Broadway from July 23rd of 82. This is on Waste Management. That's a decent boot. This one's really cool. This one's Vinyl Richie approved. Damage with Dez. So the early stuff with Dez Cadena on vocals. Yeah, this is excellent. This is on TV Party Records. This is a recent boot. Here's another. This is one I got a long time ago too, from the first Lunchbox location. This is Nirvana. What's the name of this? Illiteracy Will Prevail is the name of this bootleg, and it's got the early shit. Sound of Dentage. Tape. What are these from? The demos from 85, and then there's tracks. Other demos from 88, a rehearsal from 86. This is really early Nirvana, and it's nasty and gritty stuff. It's just a great cover. I got this Tool boot, Lollapalooza from 93. It's a good sounding show. Some good stuff on here. Intolerance, Opiate. This is another one I got a long time ago. Queens of the Stone Age, Alcohol and Vicodin. It's a live show from Stockholm, Sweden. Back in 2002. This is a decent sounding show. Lost Art of Keeping His Secrets on here. It was a great freaking cut. That's a really cool bootleg. And I think, last but not least, I have this Radiohead double LP. I got this in Asheville. This is Germany 2001, so Radiohead rocks. Yeah, this was right after, I think, OK Computer, or maybe it might have been the OK Computer tour. Or is there stuff later? No, there's stuff later too. Yeah, it starts with the national anthem. So this is after Kid A. Yeah, this is a Holland pressing. So yeah, wanted to show some bootlegs. There you go. Peace.